Okay, once you're into Fastt Math and you're ready to start putting your class together or creating your roster, you should already have your name, and we're going to look at Natalie's account here. I'm just borrowing hers because she hasn't got a class set up. And you'll notice she has McNabb Math. We set that up generic for everybody in this class. We need to put a roster in. So we're going to double click on Natalie's name, and you can notice that there's no roster setting right there. She doesn't have any students. So if we go back to her home, we're going to click on roster, and as soon as I do that, you'll notice down here in the bottom corner, Manage Active and Counts has popped up. It's pretty simple. All you do is click on that, brings up all the students, and then you just go through and you just click the box next to your kiddos' names, and that adds them to your class. And one other note here, when you do that, you're going to select Option, and then you're going to put Assign to Class, and you're going to add them to your class and go from there. One thing with this is if they're not on this first page of 250, as you can see right here, you need to do the assign to class go before you hit next 250 because they'll get lost. All right, let's look at another quick way to add students. The roster way is pretty fast, but yet you got to scroll through a ton of students. If you want to be a little quicker, you could use the search button to add a student to the class. And all you do is simply click on a search right up here at the top, and it gives you this open box. And we're going to search for a student in the building. The first thing we have to do is click inactive. Because if they're active, that means they're already assigned to class. But we want all inactive students because we're looking for yours that haven't been set up yet. And then when we do that, all we're going to do is right here in their student ID, we're going to put in their student number. So we're going to type in this student number right here, bring up this student. All we do is do search, and there pops up the student. All we got to do is click on his name, put the checkbox right next to his name, and then once again down at the bottom like we did on the past screen, assign to class, click go. When it pops up, it's going to ask us what class are we going to assign to. We're going to go to Ellis, and then it'll say who's the teacher. McNabb, you'll be the only one on there in your list. Hit save, and now that student's assigned to the class. Simple as that. You'll just go through the rest of your class. I think this way's a lot faster. Just take out your class roster with the student numbers, type them up, and go through. Okay, now with Natalie's class, we have the entire class roster assigned. As you can see over here, here's all these students assigned to her class. What we need to do now is go back to the roster, and as we look at the roster, we'll notice that there are no students assigned for these applications. We're only dealing with Fastt Math, so we got to manage the enrollment for that. What we're going to do is we're going to click on Manage Enrollment, and all the students will pop up here, and then right here where it says Fastt Math, we're going to click on that and assign all students in her class to Fastt Math. So then we're just going to hit Save and Return. And now you can see that Natalie has 22 students in her Fastt Math group. So that's pretty simple with that part. Now let's set up the assignments these students are going to have. We're going to look at Natalie's class once again. So I'm going to double click on classes underneath Natalie's name, double click on McNabb Math. And you'll notice now that I have all the student names and they're all popped up here and checked with Fastt Math. We need to set what operation we want them to begin with. So down here below where it says programs for Fastt Math, we're going to click on settings. And in this operation right here, we have the choice to either give them addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I'm just going to start Natalie's at addition 0 to 9. And then you also have the choice of doing 1 lesson per day or up to 2 lessons per day. Either way, I'm just going to put up to 2 lessons per day. You can go back and adjust this at any time you want just by going back to the settings there by Fastt Math. Do we want the problems to be oriented horizontal, vertically, or mixed? I'm going to say mixed. And that's pretty easy. And then we're just going to leave it at English, standard accessibility, and then we're just going to save it. So now we've saved her class to be working on addition 0 through 9. If you want to give an individual student a different assignment to the rest of the class, maybe Natalie has a student that's ready to do subtraction while the rest of the class is on addition, you simply just click on the student's name, and when it pops their information up, as you can see the student right here, you click on the settings for that individual student. And now I can set just the individual student to have a different operation than the rest of the class. And then you save that and you go on from there. thing you can do with Fastt Math. Instead of changing one student at a time assignments, you can create a group, and it's really easy to do. I'm going to click on roster again right here from the home page. You can see add group right here, over here on the right. If you click on add group, and we could name this group subtraction group, and from there you can select which students you want to add to it, and then just save it, and then you'd add those students to that subtraction group. Then I'm going to go back, click on the subtraction group, and I'm going to set the settings for just the subtraction group to work on that. No, I'm not. Check that. An easier way to manage a large amount of students, if you have more than one student needing to change operations, is to create a group. So we're going to click on roster. When you hit roster, you'll notice over here on the right we have add group. So we're going to create a group, and we're going to call this group subtraction. Because maybe Natalie has more than one student that needs to be in subtraction. Maybe she has 5 or 6. And then you just go through your class list right here that you have, scroll through, click the students who need to be in there, hit save, and now she has a group called subtraction. So now we'll go to the subtraction group, double click on it. Notice again it shows us the students who are in that group, and then we're going to change the settings just for that group. We're going to change the operation to subtraction, and then hit save. So the students that are in this subtraction group are working on subtraction instead of addition like the rest of the class. Pretty simple with that one.